Alright, hey guys, what's going on? This is Space here. Welcome back to another video. Alright, so for this video I wanted to talk about one of my favorite video game series, and that is Assassin's Creed. Alright, so I've made this list, and this list is 5 stories / time period, location, places that I'd like to see in Assassin's Creed. Alright, so before I start off this video, I'd like to say that this video does contain spoilers to Assassin's Creed Rogue and Unity, as well as possibly some of the other games in the franchise, so you've been warned. So my list isn't in any specific order, I just wrote this down and like, hey, that's pretty good. Alright, and this video is also not scripted, so if I sound like an idiot, don't be surprised. I mean, I already sound like an idiot anyways all the time, so that's good. So here we go. So my first time period is one that we briefly saw in Assassin's Creed Unity, which is World War II. Now I know what you're thinking, hang on a second there, pal. There have been YouTubers out there that are a lot smarter than you and that make really awesome Assassin's Creed videos that say that World War II and World War I would not work in an Assassin's Creed game. And I do agree with them, but this is actually kind of a different World War II, I guess, more or less. So this one would be focused on Germany and the Nazis trying to take control of Germany and I guess Austria too, since that happened pretty fast as well. So before I say this specific idea, this idea wasn't originally mine. I found it in the comment sections of an Assassin's Creed video. I totally could say that this idea was mine, but it's not. But I'm just going to borrow it here. And the idea isn't like the timeline or anything, or the story or whatever. It's the idea of having two protagonists. I know we've seen 2 protagonists in Assassin's Creed Syndicate with Jacob and Evie Frye, but this one, however, would be the 2 protagonists, one being an assassin and one being a Templar, something we haven't seen before. Now, I know we've seen with Haytham and Connor in Assassin's Creed 3, where Haytham is a Templar. You start off playing him for the first 3 sequences, and then you play as Connor for the rest of the game. Rather, I would have played as Haytham. Anyways, so, yeah, and of course, Haytham is a Templar and Connor's an assassin. So you get to see that, but you don't get to switch back and forth between Haytham and Connor. In this one, though, you would have one of the characters being an assassin and trying to stop the Nazis from taking over Germany and then Austria once Germany falls. And then you'd also have the Templar trying to spread around Nazi control. And yeah, I think this would be really awesome. You get to see what happens through the eyes of an assassin and a Templar. And I think that'd be awesome. But I don't really think in this game you'd really get involved in any battles, so I think that's not really necessary. I mean, in Assassin's Creed 3 you get involved in I think just 2 battles, which is the Battle of Bunker Hill and the Battle at Chesapeake Bay, which were both important battles, but other than that there's nothing really else battle-worthy in there, so I thought it was really well done, because I mean, you don't really need to be in battles. I mean, an assassin isn't a soldier. So yeah, there wouldn't need to be any battles in here, and if there were like just a couple, that would be fine too. But the main focus is the fall of Germany to the Nazi rule and stuff. So I think that'd be pretty cool. And of course, in the end, I think this would be perfect because no Assassin's Creed game has really done this where the main character actually kind of fails. Have the assassin fail, of course, because of course the Nazis took over Germany and Austria, as well as some other countries as well. I mean, of course, in the long run, the assassin wins because the Allies win, the Allied powers win. But for that game, just have the assassin lose and the Templar win. I think that'd be pretty good, since that's, like I said before, it doesn't really happen, except for in Assassin's Creed Rogue. But, I mean, whatever. So, okay, so that's about it with the World War II idea. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. I'd love to see that. And, anyways, alright, so here's my second idea for an Assassin's Creed game. Now, this one is where the main spoilers for Rogue and Unity come into play. I know I kind of spoiled Rogue a little bit there in that one, but if you have not played Assassin's Creed Rogue or Unity and plan on playing it and don't want to get spoiled, do not watch this part. Okay, so you know how in Assassin's Creed Rogue, in the end, Shay Cormac goes after Charles Dorian, which happens to be Arno Dorian's father, aka the main protagonist in Assassin's Creed Unity. Which I thought was a pretty cool idea, to have the end of one game be the beginning of the other game, which was just awesome. But anyways, so something we don't see in Assassin's Creed Unity for some reason is Arno going after Shay. He never once thinks to go after his father's killer, which is extremely weird, considering that in Assassin's Creed 2 that was basically Ezio's main drive right there, as well as in Assassin's Creed 3 that was Connor's drive right there to get his mother's killer, Charles Lee. Okay, So yeah, I thought that was extremely weird that Arno would never go after Shay, and I figured that he probably would after the events of Assassin's Creed Unity, and that's something I would love to see. Like, the final battle would be so amazing, Shay versus Arno. Now I feel like if they did do this in Unity, they would have Arno win since it's Arno's game instead of Shay's game. But with this, I feel like they could also make it so it's both of their games. Like, you get to play as Shay, see what he's doing during Arno's time hunting him down, and you also get to play as Arno and hunt Shay down, which I think would be really awesome. And yeah, something I'd love to see. I mean, they could make like a comic out of this or whatever, but I think it would be really cool as a game. And personally, I think Shay is a pretty awesome guy, but Arno is a little lackluster, to be honest. I mean, in the free DLC we got from Unity, I think it's called Dead Kings or something, he was pretty good in that, but in the main game he was eh. So I feel like they could really expand on his character in this one and make him a better character. And yeah, like I said before, the final battle would be just so awesome, just Shay versus Arno. Just think about that, man. I wonder who would win actually in the end. So okay, so here is my third idea, and if you haven't watched Assassin's Creed Embers, highly recommend doing that. It's a great video, and it's pretty sad in the end, but still a great video, and I recommend, if you haven't played Assassin's Creed Revelations, don't watch it yet. Watch it after you play Assassin's Creed Revelations. Not gonna lie, this game would basically just be fan service, but it would be so awesome, is to see Ezio's daughter become an assassin and follow in Ezio's footsteps and find out what he's done, all the great stuff that he's done in his life and how amazing he was. I think that'd be really cool. And I know Ezio already has free games, and we've seen a lot of the Auditore family throughout the Assassin's Creed series, but I still think this would be awesome. And I mean, out of all of the games that I have here that I'd love to see on the list, this one would probably be the one that I would least want to see out of all of them, but I'd still love to see it because I think it would be just so awesome. Even if it was just like a short game, even if it was just like Chronicles, I think that'd be pretty awesome. And that's about it with that. But okay, so now here's something that a lot of Assassin's Creed fans have been wanting, is a game set in Japan, specifically feudal Japan, because that'd be so awesome. Having samurai and stuff like that, that'd be so cool. And of course the weapons would be amazing too. I mean, you've got katanas, shurikens, kunais, just some awesome stuff there, and that would definitely be an amazing game. I don't really have any ideas in terms of story for that, but just a game set in Japan would be awesome. We've got Assassin's Creed Chronicles set in China, but I'd rather see another game set in an Asian country, but not just like a Chronicles game where it's like a 2.5D game. Instead, it'd be this like a full Assassin's Creed game. So that'd be cool. And anyways, so my last one is another one that I think people would love to see, which is Ancient Rome. Since we were going back to Ancient Egypt, I'd love to see another ancient place as well, so I think Rome would be awesome. I mean, we do see Rome in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, but that is during the Renaissance, and I'd rather see it during the ancient times, which would be really awesome before the fall of Rome. And something that'd be cool is maybe some gladiator fights. That'd be pretty awesome. And there's a lot of cool stuff that could happen in Rome and stuff. And Rome, ancient Rome, is a very interesting time period. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. That was my list of games that I'd love to see be made in Assassin's Creed before it ends, because apparently it does have a planned ending, even though it seems like it will just go on forever, which it might just go on forever and they'll never actually release the ending. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.